All right, we are officially on the road for King of the Hammers. I know in our last video we were gonna show videos of building the trailing arms and all that stuff, and it's all done. The rig is ready, it's in the trailer, but it was such a thrash, we just didn't have time to film any videos, so figured I might as well start now. We are heading down. We had a little issue with our air brake on our hauler this morning, so we lost like 3 hours there, but we're rolling, it's fixed up. We got the pre-runner loaded. Of course, you got to have a booze cruiser, right, to get through Hammertown. We got Off-Track Motorsports rig on there as well. And then Eric's all set up with a camper. Kenworth is all ready to rock. Everything's good. And now we just got to kick it in high gear and get to the lake bed. So when we get there and we get it unloaded, I'll do a little walk around and add that into this video of the trailing arms and the new sway bar upgrade, the oil bottle containers, all that stuff turned out pretty good. Drove it around the shop. It's way more stable and everything seems to be running good. Everything's new Heim joints, new links everywhere, all new fluids. So we'll just get there, get it unloaded and party. Right, Saturday morning we are at Hammers. We made it down here, getting everything set up, get our pit set up, get trailer set up, get the hauler set up, get all the cooking stuff set up. You know, it's an operation. So here is kind of how we do some of the stuff with Ultra 4. We drag race a lot too, and we use the same trailer. So we're kind of converting this trailer over to do more of the Ultra 4 stuff. So we're just kind of just starting to get into the layout of it. So in these cabinets, you got race radio stuff. You know, you got your headsets, extra batteries and things like that. Getting that stuff all laid out. I built these race bins. Got our carbon fiber impact helmets and fire suit, gloves, Hans device, all that stuff. Fielding apron sits in there. There's one on that side for Hammy also. Can't go anywhere without your Miller welders. So in our fab shop, we only run Miller stuff, and the guys at Central Welding Supply in our local area hooked us up with a couple rentals as a sponsorship. So they gave us a Dynasty to take with us and another Miller 211. We always have a Miller Diversion 180 in here, and then an assortment of bottles. Aluminum bottles are a lot lighter. These ones are a lot lighter for carrying. Weight is a huge concern with everything you do, especially in these trailers. So super appreciate the guys at Central Welding for hooking us up with those, and hopefully we don't need them. And I'd mentioned that we would kind of walk around and show you the new trailing arms, stuff like that. So it's a beautiful day out right now, probably already in its 60s. And we got the Jeep sitting out, sitting on a Yukon mat ready to go. And we have a super small list this year. So 2022, when we showed up to race Hammers, we got here, contingency was on Wednesday, I believe. Yeah. Or actually, I don't remember what day contingency was on. That whole year was a blur, but we showed up at like 11 o'clock at night, the night before contingency, slammed all night, made it into contingency, worked until 1:30 of the morning of the day of the race, finished it, raced, made it 120 miles, no mechanical failures. We didn't qualify. We started at the very end of the pack, but even behind the stock class. And when we started getting into the rock trails, they were a little confused on our numbers, you know, being 4,800. They thought we should have been farther forward with the rest of the guys. So they technically told us we were out of time when we saw it an hour 45 minutes, but it was a great learning experience. And we've been prepping all year for this year and took everything we learned last year. So this year we literally just have to do like 5 things, you know, bleed brakes, you know, double check fluids. Now that we serviced everything in the shop, it didn't run very long. We loaded it to get down here, so we'll double check the tranny fluid, you know, double check engine oil, make sure it's all good. So the rig's sitting here, good to go. Got a brand new set of Milestar tires on it. We run the Milestars. These are MT-02s. These are brand new. Trail ready wheels, obviously. Got some Summit machine links in there. Regular old Danish 60 front end. It's got all Yukon components. Yukon spool, or a Yukon air locker, chromoly shafts. Their dry flanges, everything. So one of the biggest upgrades that we just did from anything is this new front sway bar upgrade. So inside this plate in here, inside the tube, is a Branix 3/4 inch diameter ID, or I guess you call it a 3/4 inch taper chromoly shaft. I made the arms. These are mild steel. These are regular 3/16 with some 1/8 inch laminate and some 3/16 laminate, all TIG welded together. And then when they were done, we sent the end mill, or sent the arms out to our buddy CNC shop. Man, I'm having a hard time talking this morning, working on like 4 hours of sleep. Had to machine the outside of these, and then we cut off wheeled them, put some pinch clamps on there, so those are all ready to go. Nothing other than the sway bar, nothing has changed in the front. We took the 8274 apart. We found a crack in the case, so we had to get in there and weld that up. That's all back together. All the front shocks are good from Shock Tuning. Left, they're still fine. Everything inside is all the same, other than obviously the new current stuff for this year, all new harnesses, and we went with Crow. And I tell you what, these Crow guys, their customer service is phenomenal. I had a set of belts made from him. They showed up, and unfortunately the geometry and the seats that we run, I couldn't get them to pull tight. Called the guy up. He's like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. Your new belts will be shipped out today. And he priority shipped them with no extra charge. I had them in 2 days, and I still had the belts that I had bought at my house. He wasn't worried about it, so I basically as soon as those ones showed up and they were good, we put his belts back in a box, shipped them back to him. So I highly recommend Crow. Bought my fire seat from them as well. And in our drag racing stuff, I run Crow belts and everything, and I've always ordered it from Summit, but I've never actually had a chance to speak with the guys down there, and they're super, super friendly and very, very helpful. So inside, just same old beater. It's getting weathered from, a year of being together. But the only thing we changed is our comms box was acting up, so we put a brand new one in, and then built a little adapter to get a little closer to Eric's hands while he's riding Co-Dog. Got a brand new set of shafts on the back, new joints. They're all done, ready to rock. There's still dirt on this thing from the Insanity Fat Winter Challenge. Look at that's up there. The roof's covered in mud as well. So rear sway bar, still the same, TK1. We did go in and we took a bigger chunk out of there and put new bolts in, built some of these little spacers go on top to get a little more clamping force. So the rear, typical GM14 bolt, right? And of course, all Yukon stuff. Yukon gears, Yukon spool, install kit, everything, stock shafts. So we put a new set of upper links in the top of the rear fore link in there. Those are brand new. And these are a new set of trailing arms that we did. So this is a file that is purchased from a company called DIYoffroad.com. So I just bought their file, plugged it into our Torchmate, cut them out. These are AR400. Our previous ones, when we ran a dual shock setup, they were mild steel. And my good friend Jason at Allied said, hey, those are super trick, but you're gonna bend the shit out of those. And he was 100% right. So we didn't bend them at Hammers, but when we came down to Shock Tune in December, got home, and we bent one bad. So it was time to build a new set. And I've been wanting to do a set of AR ones for a while, so we got those knocked out and done. So we're gonna throw new fire extinguishers on the back, current ones. We are going to bleed the brakes, and like I said, we're gonna top off the fluids. Now the lower front links, these are an upgrade as well. So we've always ran this diameter, but we ran 7/8 Heims in it before, and we got 3 years out of all the 7/8 Heim joints. And then finally they were clunking and banging and they were bad. Matter of fact, when we raced the Winter Challenge, one of the rear ones, the ball was about to pop out of it. So it took 3 years of abuse, but it was time for an upgrade. Plus it's king of the hammers, right? You just gotta you got to splurge and do as much prep as you can, get as many things in that new, double check, anything that is even remotely worn needs to be replaced. So we'll get it serviced up. Tech and Contingency is on, hey Eric, what day is Tech and Contingency on? I don't even remember. Monday?
Is it Monday?
Yeah, oh here, hold on.
Hello everybody.
So that's Eric, he's a co-dog in this rig. And him and I have built this thing together and have raced several races together. And this has just kind of been a dream of ours to race hammers, and now we're down here for our second year.
Doing it.
Yeah, doing it. So we got Tech and Contingency, and then we have qualifying, and then we got a ton of pre-running to do. Eric bought a pre-runner, the side-by-side that you've seen in our last video, so we're gonna go out and run a ton of desert loop in that, go find all the ins and outs of all the rock trails, and we'll just mosey through the week as we go, and hopefully it holds together and we can at least get past where we were last year, which I actually think the race was shorter this year. But ultimately, right, everybody wants to finish. Our goal usually is we want to see the green flag. Anything after that is just bonus. All-Star Hospitality Dinner. Tacos, margaritas. Okay, so it's Tuesday morning around 9. We qualify at 10. I'm sitting at the base of Chocolate Thunder right now, getting ready to qualify. We're about an hour out. Unfortunately, Eric is sick, so he's got kidney stones, and he's trying to get better by the main race. We decided that it just wasn't safe for him to run in qualifying today, which really sucks because not only is one of my best friends, but I mean, we built this rig together, and it's kind of emotional because, you know, you spend so many hours thrashing together and talking about, dude, I can't wait till the day we qualify, it's gonna be so badass. I can't wait till the day we race, it's so badass. And I just, you know, I'm not a big prayer guy, but man, I'm praying he's better by race day. I mean, him not qualifying is one thing, but like he's got to be, you know, hopefully he's 100% by race day. So we are 40th out in the first group. We're gonna run Chocolate Thunder. Never got a chance to pre-run it. with stuff going on, getting Eric in back and forth to the hospital and just kind of trying to get stuff set up. I didn't really get everything ready I needed to, and just never got a chance to get out and pre-run it. We pre-run a bunch of rock trails, but there's other qualifying stuff going on this week, so each time it was open, I just couldn't get out there fast enough. So we're just gonna wing it. Don't even know what the course looks like. I've been up Chocolate Thunder, and I'm just gonna follow the burned-in tracks. I won't try to set it up really hard. Just start, finish qualifying, and obviously that'll be better than starting dead last like we did last year. So on to the next journey. And Victor Beal, my buddy Victor, he's sitting right there. Beal Motorsports. Our other buddy Brandon qualifies at noon, and Anthony Ice Cream Taylor and Corey, they qualify at 1 o'clock today. So here we go.
Such a great view right there again, and right there on the right hand side we do have the 1311 of Robert Boardway just took the green flag. Richard Fenton was slowing down just a bit, and he's on a downhill slope, so hopefully it's not too bad of an issue of why he's slowing down, because he's not too far from coming in and getting that checkered flag.
Well, based on the fact that they are backing up and moving forward, it may be maybe they feel like they're off course, or it could be.
Oh, look at that! You can see that there was a fresh line right there to the left.
Yep. Could be just picking a better line, or maybe they just felt like they'd missed a turn, but looks like they're coming back down. That's basically coming down that section of her problem. Membership between Ultra 4 and Bronco, you know, they've come out here, they've basically spent the time engineering their stock class Broncos to come out here and race. You know, they put a lot of effort behind it. And here we have it right now. We're watching on screen. We may see our first pass of the day in qualifying. This is just a taste of what's to come later in the week when we see these guys on race day. But we watched Richard Fenton slow down a little bit in his car, and there it is.
Oh, it's a race up the sand hill.
Race up the sand hill. What an awesome feeling to have.
I'm going to call that horsepower hill.
Pam's named it. It's a race up horsepower hill.
If you don't have the horsepower, you're not making it up there.
And unfortunately, it looks like Richard was able to hold him off, and I think they just got into that loose sand.
So that was Richard Fenton and Robert Boardway. Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. Yeah, it looks like Robert Boardway did not have the horse pressures to get around Richard Fenton. And if Richard can hold him off, which it looks like he's able to do until they get to the top of this.
Well, this is going to be very interesting, because remember yesterday during the qualifying for the UTVs, we saw some bumping going on this downhill.
We saw a little bit of nerfing going on as they were coming down idle issues, but the reality is I don't know if there's a place to pass unless there are two lines as we watch these two guys come down her problem. So They've made the corner right now. They're about to drop into her problem, and there is an alternate line, but it looks like there's probably a good chance that they're both going to just line up, take the same line, focus more on just finishing their qualifying lap at this point. So right now, we got amazing race action going on here in Johnson Valley OHV as we watch Richard Fenton
and Robert
Boardway making their way in their Brannock Motorsports Legends class cars, coming down idle issues, finishing out their qualifying lap.
Oh, and look at that.
And as we watch them come down.
I'm watching the
All right, so we just finished qualifying for the EMC. Went pretty well considering no pre-running. I couldn't one-shot Chocolate Thunder. That was kind of a bummer, but got it on the second hit, no winch, and then ended up catching the guy in front of me at on the other side of the ridge in the sand wash. Went for a pass during qualifying, which is fucking crazy to think. And he went high, I went low, and I just didn't have enough power, and he got back around me. But the unfortunate thing was he was not going very fast in the rocks, and we were bumper to bumper the whole time. So USAC came down and said, dude, you caught the guy like 3/4 of the way through. Do you want to rerun? And I, just because I'm an honest guy, I was like, you know what? If I would have one-shotted Chocolate Thunder, I'd take the rerun. But since I didn't, and I had to back up, it's just my own personal way of penalizing myself. So we're just gonna stick where we are, but it's a solid run and the rig's still together. Look who's out pre-running. Him and his freaking kidney stones.
Just one.
Just one. So we were just heading out to run, where were we going again? Oh, we were gonna go run down Spooners, run up outer limits, and started smelling transmission fluid. And we thought for sure it was a guy in front of us. And then we just had to stop and check. And unfortunately we kicked the front seal out of the pump seal out of the transmission. So we radioed back to pit. They're on their way with a chase truck. They're gonna come out and pick us up and then drag this thing back in, get the gearbox out, hopefully get a seal, get it back in. And then we don't race until Friday, and it's Tuesday right now, but we do have a photo shoot tomorrow morning at 6 with Milestar, and then we have contingency on Thursday. So we got all night. We'll get it wrapped up. Right, Eric?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Eric's probably gonna be in the camper sleeping.
Probably.
He's been doing that a lot. All right, Matt, Tom, and Aaron have made it out to BFG pit to recover us. So we're just making a slow pull back, cruising like 10 miles an hour, hearing every rattle and clunk that you don't hear when you have a helmet on. But that's okay. So we're gonna go back into our pit, get the transmission out, get a hold of Maximum Transmission next, see if he has a pump seal or there is a Napa in Lucerne Valley, and maybe we can call them. But we got tranny fluid, we got tools, and we got everything we need to get her all fixed up, and that'll be next. You guys want to see something funny? This is the look of, I wish I didn't have fucking kidney stones right now.
This is bullshit. I feel like a state worker, standing there watching everybody else work, but the difference is I actually want to work.
Isn't that the same as just being on a computer all day with a mouse?
Yeah, kind of the same thing.
So,
Yeah.
he doesn't have the right answer. Okay, transmission is out. Look, Hemi's working again.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. He's got to stay on his knees, but he's good at that. So tranny's out. We're gonna get it cleaned up and jam out to Maximum Transmission in the morning. And my phone's dirty. So I don't know what I just did there. Oh, there we go. So we're joking around when we were getting drug out. I told Eric, I was like, you know, we never did pull the tranny and cleaned it after the winter challenge. So it's probably a good time to just do that now. So we're gonna go ahead and get it out, get it cleaned up, and then we'll just put it back in. So you'd think we're driving down Boone Road right now, wouldn't you?
You'd think so.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
We're in the big city of Apple Valley, California.
Yep. Just dipping a little taco road. You know, heading back to, I think there's a paved road up here. Oh, there is. Smoke Tree. Yep. Oh, that'd be a cool teen road right there. Look at that. We could hit that.
Yeah.
All right, we're back on pavement. Here we go. Good morning. We are in, I'm gonna say this wrong, Hesperia, California. Just left Maximum Transmission and we're good to go. So it wasn't the front seal, it was the converter. It's got a crack in it and ended up having a converter there. So we picked up a converter, new front seal just because. And Chris at Maximum Transmission hooked us up good. Super cool guy, all kinds of cool stuff. He fixes all the local, well, I wouldn't say local, he's pretty much like across the United States, everybody knows him. So we're gonna hit a Napa, grab a couple things, grab some stuff for camp, and then we'll fly back, install the converter, get the tranny put in, get it fired up today. And then the only thing we got going on today is really focusing on getting that running, and then we have our tech and contingency tomorrow. So if we get it done early enough, I wanna go back out and shake it down, check tranny temps, go do some pre-running, and then we should be good to go for tech and contingency tomorrow. Okay, so you guys know that Eric had kidney stones, and
Almost died of kidney stones, actually.
so we got down here Saturday morning at 5 a.m. and Saturday night we were hanging out in the pit, and he just like crumpled over. And I'm like, "Are you dying right now?" And he's like, "Dude, I don't feel good."
Yep.
And like concerned, serious. I thought he was having a heart attack, and then so I kind of was making him laugh, and he's like, "Don't make me fucking laugh. This really hurts." So he goes, lays down. Anyway, thanks to our good friend Bubba, Missy, and Aaron, they jam into Apple Valley, take him to the emergency room, and yep, he's got a kidney stone. So that was like a long, strenuous night, and then a couple days go by, he can't do nothing. But the doctor said 1 to 2 days, it's gonna pass. So we're like counting down hours. And we were joking around, I was like, you know what'd be a rad story? If you passed it on the racetrack. Like say you get out to piss, you piss out a kidney stone, hits a rock, shoots up, breaks our fucking headlight. That would be epic, right? But unfortunately he didn't pass it on the race course, but he did yesterday, so he's good to go. You good to go?
Race ready, 100% race ready, full race.
So Hammy's back in 100%, feels great. And that tiny, I've never had him and I hope I never do, but it is really fun to poke on your buddy and go, that you're in that much pain because of that? The thing is literally like the size of a tip of a pencil.
If you've had one, you know. If you haven't, then fuck you.
So he says 0 stars not recommended. But just want to let everybody know that Eric is good and he totally appreciates all the text messages and the get well soon.
Thanks everybody, love y'all.
It really sucked not having him in the passenger seat qualifying, but when I went to pass that dude, I wasn't sure if I was gonna pass him or try to, and I was like, Eric would be screaming right now to pass this guy. So
I was screaming.
So we went for it, but yeah, so Eric's good. Everybody, thank you very much, and we'll do another update here shortly.
Yep, thanks everybody.
Let's get her. Ready? Yep. Oh, shiitake. Oh, you went too far. Okay. Yee. Let's put her home. Okay, that worked.
Good?
Yeah. Okay, now we gotta get her on. Every time they pull through. So I head back to camp, make sure there's no leaks. Tranny taps are money. I am a little bit of concern. This is just a TCI converter. It's a 3000 stall, but it's loose, and this thing fucking rips now. So as long as everything checks out, we'll be racing on Friday. Woo! Okay, so we're finished with tech and contingency, and that's the band. We're ready to race. So we're chilling over here at PCI Race Radios. We're gonna get a new channel installed so we can do some relay stuff. But so now we go from here back to camp. We race prep. We frickin' load all our tools. We come up with our pitch strategy, figure out our fuel strategies, figure out where we're putting everybody. And tomorrow morning, we leave the starting line. Okay, night before the big race. I'm gonna walk around and show you the pit. So the guys, race car, Jeep, damn it, race Jeep is done. All loaded up. Haman's got his helmet in there, keeping his seat warm. We got Filmer filming. We got this chase truck's loaded, 100%. Filmer's still filming. This one's, the Gladiator's loaded. it'll roll to Maine in the morning, come back. Chase truck number 2 is semi-loaded. Then they're going to, when they get back from Maine, when we come through Maine and leave, they'll bring the chase truck 1 out, load chase truck 2, and those guys will bomb out to BFG pit 2. So we got Bubba here, longtime friend, now lives in California, and every time we come to Hammers, he's here, which is awesome because I don't have a shower. So he brought his coach in, got him set up. Look, he's got his own little veranda going. This is Matt and Tom's Hotel Casse tent. Kenny's back there. Got Kenny hanging out. Stella and Eric bought this cool little cooking station. So we got our own little private cooktop in here. We had fettuccine Alfredo for dinner tonight. It was amazing. Thank you, Stella. Then over here we got Hammy. He's got his Arctic Fox trailer over there. Aaron's little tent. Warren's here with his crawler hauler and the FJ40, which is parked out front. Of course, you gotta have a fire pit, right? Anytime you go anywhere, you gotta have a fire pit. Say hi, guys. Hello. And they're just, yep, there's Bubba. So they're chilling around the fire. We got some stuff going on over here. This has been our transmission removal area. So we blew the tranny out in the dirt over here, got it all torn apart. Well, this is our pit, and I got the film guy to quit filming finally. So yeah, we're ready to rock, and that's about it. Tomorrow, hopefully we're sitting around the fire pit, either licking wounds or celebrating. It's gonna be one of the two.
We've already won.
We've already won, Matt says. Yeah, all right. Good morning, it's 6 a.m. day of the race. Here in about 10 minutes we'll fire up the Jeep and warm up rear diff fluid, tranny and transfer case, get the engine all warmed up, and we'll be pulling the line, take a crack at 2023 King of the Hammers. Let's do this. Got Eddie, PNW rig, PNW rig, PNW rig. We're all starting right next to each other. Good job, Victor. He had a bent shaft last night. His girlfriend had to drive all the way to Fresno and back. And it looks like they got to put back together.
refreshing to see you in pit 2 this time.
Yeah.
Just that running line fuel filter.
Yeah, I got another one here. If you want to change it, I mean, I just don't see it. I checked it right before we came down here. The phone's good. I don't want to take a second to change it. But the problem is it's rich, not lean. Yeah. If it was lean, I'd probably lean towards that. No, it's like, it sounds like it's got a fucking can trap in it like a hot fuel car. Just like, it sounds completely different. Almost like it's got a fucking major exhaust leak and the O2 sensor's pissed, it doesn't know what to do, so.
Are you looking at short and long-term loop trims?
I wasn't, Mark Donnelly was. Yeah. But I mean, it's gonna make it. Yeah. Yeah, now let me know how much you put around it.
And here we go. Now we have another one of our, this might either be looks like a modified based on that shock package up front. It's hard to tell from this angle. Yep, 45.
4583, I believe, and that is Eddie Oliver and Justin Leons.
All right, and now we're back down into the Can-Am Chocolate Thunder, where they come. That's Rob Boardway as he comes down that section. This Legends class car.
You know, and I have to wonder how many people look at a vehicle that looks like that and they just think, man, what a hunk of junk. And you just got to say, yeah, but you should see what this baby can do.
I've got trail rigs that look worse than that. I don't think I'd ever call that a hunk of junk.
I wouldn't either, but, you know, people who don't know.
All right, so we're watching lots of action here. Once again, we are in the middle of our race today. This is the 4 Wheel Parts Everyman Challenge. I'd like to give a shout out to Hammertown. We got Can-Am, Ford, Bronco. You can go over and see the Bronco R. I think they had a Raptor on display over there as well. Optima batteries set up here in Hammertown. Of course, all the guys from Nitto Tires. It's always fun to go over and talk to my friends over there. Progressive Insurance, Toyo Tires, 4 Wheel Parts, and Griffin Radio, sponsor here at King of the Hammers. I remember when it was just the Griffin King of the Hammers.
I remember that too.
It was a lot easier to remember when there was just one sponsor.
Yeah, we didn't need to have reams of paper.
Off-Road, which is the official mapping partner of King of the Hammers.
They are.
I don't know if you know this, but in the Onyx Off-Road app, Hammertown is actually on the app.
Yeah, I know.
With all the streets and everyone on it, which is great.
Yeah, and you didn't even have to do anything. All you had to do was refresh your maps, and then it showed up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's also a good thing to have on your phone, especially tomorrow if you plan to go out and watch the race. You know, be smart out there. You know, this is a live race course. Don't get on the race course.
And there we have the 1311 rig making his way up her problem. 1311 is driven by Rob Boardway and Eric Johnson, coming all the way from Gig Harbor, Washington.
Shortly after climbing that sand hill on 3 tires, we were heading into the Trail Sledgehammer. We were pushing on as hard as we could with a down front wheel and a down front tire. Got into Sledge and ended up getting bellied out. Tried to recover there. That's when we noticed we had a broken rear sway bar. And there was another 2 or 3 guys in Sledge that had the trail pretty much plugged up, and the recovery crew for Ultra 4 would no longer let us in anymore. And so that's where our buddy Eddie Oliver had drove up past us, turned around. Our day was over. It was pretty cool to end the race with another friend from the Pacific Northwest. He ended up winching us off the rock, and we drove back to camp, and that was the end of our trip.